Namaskar, I am Dr. Subhash Karande, Assistant Professor, Department of Geography, Chhatrapati Shivaji College, Satara. Today, we learn about the important part of the aerial photography, that is the types of aerial photograph. Aerial photographs are divided on the basis of different things. First things, aerial photographs are divided on the basis of camera axis. Aerial photographs are divided on the basis of film used in the camera. Aerial photographs are divided on the basis of lens used in the camera. Aerial photographs are divided based on the which scale you consider for the capture of aerial photographs. Aerial photographs are divided on the basis of angle of the coverage. These are the different types of methods you can classify aerial photographs in the different groups. In a simple things, aerial photographs are divided on the basis of requirement of the surveyor or the requirement of the who take a aerial photographs, which methods use, which techniques or which types of scale, which types of lens, which types of camera, which types of film are used in aerial photographs. These are the basic things to the dividation of aerial photographs. First things of the aerial photographs, classification of aerial photographs, that is the classification based on the camera axis. In these things, aerial photographs are divided in two types. First is the vertical aerial photographs and second is the oblique aerial photographs. In the oblique aerial photographs, there are the two types. First is the low oblique photographs and second is the high oblique photographs. In the vertical aerial photographs, in case camera axes are truly verticals and the moment of the exposure to the earth surface is the perpendicular, means the 90 degree, there are the vertical axis or optical axis of the camera, in this case is called as a vertical photographs. So it's given as an accuracy of maps if taken on the flat terrain, and vertical photographs are more popular in the aerial photogrammetry. Vertical photographs are useful for the various surveying purpose. In the vertical photographs, scale are not distorted and you can use for the measuring purpose of any geographical feature or any surface. So you can use vertical photographs. Next types of aerial photographs, that is the low oblique photographs. Low oblique photographs, in case camera axis are oblique directions or tilted. So up to 30 degree, there are the inclination of the camera axis from the vertical angle or the plumb line. Next types of aerial photographs, that is the high oblique photographs. In the high oblique photographs, camera axis are tilted up to 60 degree, and in these photographs you can see horizon. Means in these photographs you see in backward side there is the horizon. So here is the comparison of photographs. There are the different categories are considered for the comparison of vertical photographs, low oblique photographs and high oblique photographs. First things is the optical axis. In case of vertical photographs, optical axis are truly verticals. In case of low oblique photographs, optical axis tilted up to 30 degree, and in case of high oblique photographs, vertical axis tilted more than 30 degree up to 60 degree. Next things about the coverage of area. Vertical photographs are cover small area, but low oblique photographs are cover as compared to high area, but as compared to low oblique photographs, there is the small area, means it's cover medium area, and high oblique photographs are cover large size of area. Next about the shape of the vertical photographs or the which area cover in the aerial photographs, these are the square. But in the low oblique photographs, there are the square to trapezoidal, and in the high oblique photographs, there are the totally trapezoidal. In the vertical photographs, you could not be seen horizon. The horizon is not visible. But in the low oblique photographs, sometimes horizon are visible, but in the high oblique photographs, horizon are always visible. Next thing about the relief. In the vertical photographs, relief are accurate. In the low oblique photographs, these are the small distorted, and in the high oblique photographs, they are the highly distorted. When you use relief for the measuring purpose or some mapping purpose, so you can prefer vertical photographs. Next thing about the scale. Scale of the vertical photographs are always accurate. Scale of the low oblique photographs are not accurate. Similarly, high oblique photographs also. Next about the visible of the ground. Vertical photographs are gives unfamiliar view. Means you are not familiar with this view which are appear in the vertical photographs. But in the low oblique photographs, there are the familiar views. But in the high oblique photographs, there are the familiar to unfamiliar view of the ground. Next about the use and application of the photographs. Vertical photographs you can use for the purpose of mapping, and these are the most useful for the mapping in the aerial photogrammetry. Low oblique photographs are used for reconnaissance or survey or the study of the mountain area. If you want to study of the valley, so you can use low oblique photographs. Then high oblique photographs, these are the informative photographs. You can use for the aeronautical chart, you can use for the military purpose. These are the most popular for the high oblique photographs. If you want mapping or surveying with the help of scale, with the help of accurate scale, accurate relief, so you mostly prefer vertical photographs. When you want to create a 3-dimension view under the stereoscope, in this case you prefer only vertical photographs. In the low oblique photographs or high oblique photographs, you could not be create 3-dimension views. So low oblique photographs and high oblique photographs are only informative, but in the photogrammetry, most useful photographs, that is the vertical photographs. Next types of photographs on the basis of film used in the camera. Panchromatic aerial photographs, it's also called as a black and white photographs, color photographs, infrared photographs, ultraviolet photographs, and camouflage photographs. These are the 5 types of aerial photograph based on the film used in the camera. First, panchromatic film or black and white film. Record only single band data. Means the visible region of the electromagnetic spectrum are used for the capturing of panchromatic film or black and white film. These are the most often used in photogrammetry. In the historical period of the aerial photograph, panchromatic or black and white films are more popular and mostly used. Most aerial photographs are taken with this film, used for the study of geological mapping, glacial deposit, coastal formation, and relief features. Films are cheapest and easily available. The panchromatic films are as compared to the cost, other films is available, easily available, and available in the cheap cost. So in this reason, these are the more popular photographs. But when you think about the study or interpretation of aerial photographs, it's very difficult to interpret panchromatic films. Now, color photographs. These are the most popular aerial photographs. It's called as the true color photographs. record or reflection of a visible portion in the color or natural colors. The visible portion of the electromagnetic spectrum are used to the capture color photographs of the Earth's surface. It's easy to interpret as compared to black and white photographs. Need to clear and sunny weather to capture color photographs. If foggy situation or cloudy situations create a distortion in the capturing of the aerial photographs. So, during the period of fog conditions or during the monsoon season or during the winter seasons, it's not ideal to capture color photographs. When sky is clear, at that time you can capture color photographs. Mainly used to mapping cultivated land, environment, vegetation cover and geology. Next types of aerial photographs, that is the infrared film. Infrared films means the record only red and infrared portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. Used to detect artificial camouflage materials. It is similar like a black and white or panchromatic film, but the difference between panchromatic film and infrared film is only about the spectral sensitivity. In the panchromatic films you use single band, but in the infrared you use red with infrared band. These are the spectral sensitivity, these are the major difference between infrared film and panchromatic film. Next thing about the types of infrared films, basically two types of infrared films. First is the black and white infrared films. These are the useful for the flood mapping. In these films, flood or waters appear very dark color. Vegetation mapping also use black and white infrared films. For the soil survey or soil mapping, we also use infrared films. In the black and white infrared films, soil texture, dry or moist, it's visible as a different tone. Next type is the phase color infrared films. Phase color infrared films record spectral color and infrared in combination, resulting in phase color. Vegetation and crop studies, we can use phase color infrared. In this phase color infrared, vegetations are appear on the different colors. Means, for example, green vegetations appear in the red color or pinkish color. These are the phase color. Water turbidity. Next types of aerial photographs based on the film, that is the ultraviolet photographs. Use panchromatic films in the ultraviolet photography. Not widely used these photographs because the atmospheric scattering and absorptions that occur in this region of the spectrum, and these reasons these are the not widely used. It can be very useful where other types of photographs are not useful. Means where you could not be used color photographs or black and white photographs. In this case, you can use ultraviolet photographs. And important things about the ultraviolet photographs are useful for the wildlife research and management, and it also useful for the detecting and counting snow or ice in the hilly region. Next types is the camouflage photograph. These films used to record natural vegetations in the reddish colors. In these photographs, natural vegetations are appear in the reddish colors. When artificial camouflage materials are photographed in the camouflage photographs, they appear bluish or purplish color. In the second photographs, we capture photographs of the soldier in the vegetation cover. So, soldier also wear green dress and vegetation cover also green. But vegetations are appear in the reddish colors, and the color tone of the dress of the soldiers are in the different colors. So these are the characteristics of the camouflage photography. You can identify enemy in the dense forest with the help of camouflage photography. Next types of photographs on the basis of lens system: single lens photographs and multi-lens photographs. In the multi-lens photographs, there are the Trematragon photographs, also called as the 3-lens photographs, 4-lens photographs. In this case, you use 4 lens, 9 lens photographs. In this camera, you use 9 lens, continuous strip photographs, convergent photographs. Last is the panoramic photographs. These are the multi-lens photographs. First, single lens photographs. In single lens photographs, you use single lens camera. And if you use single lens camera, in this case, exposure station are single, and such photographs are captured either vertical or oblique. But in the multi-lens photographs, you use multiple lens, 2 or more than 2 lens are used to capture multi-lens photographs. In the multi-lens photographs, all images are acquired simultaneously, but in case of multi-lens photographs, some photographs are vertical and some photographs are oblique. Not all photographs in a multi-lens camera you can capture as a vertical or as a oblique. Sometimes different filters are placed in the cameras depending on the requirement. For example, in this case, you can use ultraviolet filters on one camera, infrared filters on one camera, panchromatic filters on one camera. It's depend on the requirement of the aerial photography. In the past, continuous strip photographs also attempted in the multi-lens photographs. These are the most popular photography. Next is Trematragon photographs. Trematragon photographs, in this case, you take 3 photographs at the same time, and 1 vertical and 2 are the high oblique photographs. In these photographs, middle photographs are vertical photographs and left and right photographs are oblique photographs. All camera exposed are simultaneously, means the 3 photographs are captured at a time, but exposure station of 3 photographs are different. Camera cover more area. If you want cover more area, so in case you can capture a Trematragon photographs, but in these Trematragon photographs, you seen the scale become smaller toward the horizon. The vertical photographs have a 60%, while there is 10 to 30% side lap between vertical and oblique photographs. It means when middle photographs is the vertical photographs, some right and left side oblique photographs have a 10 to 30% overlap on a middle vertical photographs. Next, continuous strip photography. In the continuous strip photography, strip camera record image moving the film focal plane as a camera moves forward. Like a scan. These photographs capture like a scan. It does not use shutter like a regular camera, but instead use as a slit. In the single camera, shutter click in this position, then click in this position, click in this position. But in the strip photographs, they use slit, and slit continuously capture photographs like a scanning movement. Useful for the low altitude and high speed military reconnaissance. If you use high speed military reconnaissance or high speed aircraft, you can use strip camera. But strip photographs are useful for only low altitude. If you go on high altitude, it's not useful. Next, panoramic photographs. Panoramic photographs, the terrain is scanned from side to side like this. These types of scanning done by the panoramic photographs by rotating prism or rotating lens according to flight direction of aircraft or drone. Need to cover a greater details, more and more areas of the world. In this case, you can take a panoramic photographs to cover the large area, involve and resolve the desired ground details. So you can take a panoramic photographs. Require the resolution of small ground details from the high altitude. In this case, you can take a panoramic photographs. Next, about the convergent photographs. Convergent photographs, these are the done with the single twin lens wide angle camera or two single lens wide angle camera. In this image, here is the one camera and here is the one camera. These are the two single lens camera, and these two single lens camera capture a photographs at a time of the earth surface. It's called as a convergent photographs. Each camera axis when initially tilted prescribed amount, usually 50 to 20% from the vertical, means the tilt angle is the 50 to 20%. The convergent photographs is the oblique photographs, not a vertical photographs. Useful for the reconnaissance photography, not useful for the purpose of the mapping of area in the photogrammetry. Next, on the basis of scale of photographs, large scale photographs, medium scale photographs and small scale photographs. These are the three types of the scale of aerial photographs. First is the large scale photographs. Large scale photographs cover smaller area in greater details. In the large scale photographs, you can see all area with greater details, but coverage of these photographs, it's a very small. Then, for example, one has 500 to one has 20,000. These considered as a large scale photographs. If you want to survey of small area, so you can capture large scale photographs for the purpose of resource, revenue or study of the specific area or place. You can capture large scale photographs. Next, medium scale photographs. Medium scale photographs, scale as 1 has to 20,000 to 1 has to 50,000 is a medium scale photographs. Survey of India capture medium scale photographs. For the purpose of the topographical survey, you can capture medium scale photographs, but these photographs capture larger area but less detail as compared to large scale photographs. Land use and land cover also you can use medium scale photographs. Next types of photographs, that is the small scale photographs. Small scale photographs cover larger area with less detail. As compared to large scale photographs, small scale photographs cover large area, but there is the information are very less detailed. You could not be observe geographical features or the any features, anything, any object or the earth surface with a larger details in the small scale photographs. As compared to in the large scale photographs, you can see all things with a great details. Small scale cover the on the ground or footprint of image becomes larger. Ideal for studying of relatively large area with feature that do not need to measure or map in the great details. For example, 1 has to 50,000. These are the example of small scale photographs. Survey of large block, tahsil, island or state, you can capture small scale photographs. Next types of aerial photographs on the basis of the angle of coverage. First is the narrow angle photographs, second is standard or normal angle photographs, third is the wide angle photographs, and fourth is the super wide or ultra wide photographs. First, narrow angle photographs. Angle of coverage is less than 60 degree. In this image, you can see the angle of the coverage is the 30 degree, and the 30 degree it is called as a narrow angle photographs. Narrow angle photographs cover small area. Standard or normal angle photographs, angle of coverage is ordered to 60 degree. If angle of coverage is 60 degree, it's called as a normal photographs or standard photographs. Photo format of the standard photographs is the 80 centimeter by 80 centimeter or 23 centimeter by 23 centimeter. Wide angle photographs, angle of coverage is of order to 90 degree. Photo format same to normal photographs. And last is the super wide or ultra wide photographs. Angle of coverage is ordered to 120 degree and photo format 80 centimeter by 80 centimeter or 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter. So narrow angle photographs, standard angle photographs, wide angle photographs or super wide angle photographs. These 4 types of photographs. Selection of these types depend on the surveyor or depend on the need of the area. Next, important questions regarding the types of aerial photography. In this presentation, we learn about different types of aerial photographs, classification of aerial photographs based on the camera axis, based on the film, based on the lens, based on the scale and angle of the coverage. So these are the all types of photographs are associated with each other. For example, if you capture vertical photographs with the color films, it's called as a color vertical photographs. If you capture vertical photographs with the black and white films, it's called as a black and white vertical photographs. Or if you capture vertical wide angle photographs, if you capture vertical single lens photographs, means the main types of aerial photographs, that is the vertical photographs and oblique photographs, and other types of photographs is associated with the vertical and low oblique photographs. The vertical photographs you can capture in the different other format also. Similarly about the low oblique photographs. In the photogrammetry, vertical photographs are important and it considered for the measuring or the surveying purpose. Thank you very much.